Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So yesterday we looked at the Space Marine rules preview for the Dark Angels, Blood Angels, Space Wolves and some of your own make it yourself successor chapters stuff that came along with it. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Necron stuff of things because there's some new rules. There's more information on the Reanimation Protocols, which just left me scratching my head somewhat. There seems to be a little bit of a debate on the internet of how this is worded and why there's so many words attached to this. So let's just jump in and let's get started. And we're going to start, of course, with the Reanimation Protocols because this is one of the big talking points. Now, I know there's been a lot of talk about this. There's been a lot of feedback about it. I am myself, I'm confused. So if you could...
Why don't you explain this to me like I am an 8-year-old?
Because it confuses me a lot. I think I've got the gist of it. Now, I'm not going to read it all. I'll let you read it if you want to read it in the background and stuff like that. You can pause the video. You can go over to the Warhammer community article and check it out for yourself. But from what I get the gist of, so every time I engage with units, so say, for example, I have a squad of 10 heavy intercessors. I engage a unit of 10 Necron warriors. I kill, I don't know, 5 of those Necron warriors. Before I can engage those Necron warriors again, they have to make their reanimation protocols. They have to roll equal the amount of d6s to the wounds I put on that unit, and that determines how many actually come back. That is the gist I got from reading that big blurb of text. Anyway, I don't want to focus on that too much because there's plenty of debate out there. I'm sure there's going to be debate in the comment sections. Let's move on to something more cooler, more well, new for the Necrons. It actually says here, something brand new for the Necron Overlords is to unleash upon the galaxy our command protocols. Before a game starts, you secretly assign one of 6 protocols to each of the first 5 battle rounds. Then when you reach the relevant battle round, you can choose from one of the 2 directives associated with the protocol to be active for that round, or any unit within 6 inches of the Necron character that can benefit for it. And one of the ones we've got here is Protocol of the Sudden Storm. So directive 1 is that add 1 inch to the move characteristics of models in this unit, and directive 2 is if this unit is performing an action, it can still make attacks with ranged weapons without that action failing. Pretty decent. I'm really interested to see what the rest of the protocols are. I wonder if there's going to be a lot of them, or are they kind of going to be like combat doctrines, kind of that kind of thing, you know. Of course they're not combat doctrines, but you know, in that type of sense, that's what I'm saying. Because the example they use here, it says, for example, you can select the Sudden Storm to be active in battle round 4, which you could then use to make a last minute dash to claim an objective or perform an action and still use your ranged weapons. So yeah, I can see like where this one can come into effective and be useful in that kind of situation. So as I just said, it'll be interesting to see what else they get when it comes to this kind of stuff. And there's some cool stuff for Cryptex as well. It actually says here, they say that quantity has a quality of its own, and that's especially true if you come armed with 6 guns. Of course, the big 6 guns shooting about around. The Hex Marks destroyers were once death marks, but now go into battle carrying multiple Emetic disintegrator pistols. Bloody hell, I'm so glad I got that out. So you've got the Emetic disintegrator pistol. God damn it, I just ruined it. Why do you do this, Valrak? So the range of this is 18 inches, pistol 1, strength 6, AP -1, and damage is 1. That strength 6 is absolutely filthy. As if 6 shots isn't enough, they get to fire more when they take out an enemy model, so it gets even more brutal. So multi-threat eliminator, each time an enemy model is destroyed by a range attack made by this model's Emetic disintegrator pistol. God, I'm just going to call it the dissing pistol, I can't even bloody say it. After this model makes the rest of its attacks, it can shoot with one of its Emetic dis pistols 1 additional time. This attack cannot generate additional attacks, so you can't keep going on and on and on and wipe out every unit on the board with just this one model. So that is nice to see. And on to the monolith, because I know the monolith is not new as new, but it's like a new model, if that makes sense. It actually says here, while technically not a new unit, the monolith is getting a new model and has had enough improvements that the overlords will almost see it as new, right? So some of the stuff we got in here, so Death Ray is going to be 24 inches, heavy 1, strength 9, AP -3, damage 3 +3. Nice. Ghost Flock's arc is 30 inches, rapid fire 3, strength 5, AP -2, and the damage is 1. Particle Whip is heavy D6. Oh, I love seeing D6. Strength is 12. Do you really need strength 12? AP is -3 and damage is 3, and the abilities of this is a blast. And the the Portal of Exile, not portable. The Portal of Exile is range melee, type melee, strength is user, AP -3, damage is 3. Each time an attack is made with this weapon, that attack automatically hits the target. Now on to the juicy stuff. The Satan Shard of the Void Dragon. Now, a lot of people have been asking me, do you think they're actually going to get the Void Dragon from Mars and connect this guy? You know, make him whole again? I am complete. You know, if you get that reference. I have no idea. Literally no idea what they're going to do with the story. What I would argue, though, if he does come complete, does that make him a absolute complete badass? Where, you know, he's like full power mode again. Maybe the Silent King doesn't want him to be complete so he can keep control of him as he is. Anyway, the Satan Shard of the Void Dragon is movement 8, weapon skill 2+, ballistic skill 2+, strength is 6, toughness is 7, wounds are 9, attacks are 5, leadership is 10, and the save is 3+. Pretty decent there on the things. You know, 2+ is always going to rock people's worlds. Now, some of the weapons, he's got Spear of the Void Dragon. So this is shooting, range is 12 inches, heavy 1, strength 9, AP -4, damage is D6. Again, I love seeing D6 when it comes to hits and damages because hopefully I can get the max stuff. So it says each time an attack is made with this weapon, if the hit is scored, draw a straight line between the closest point of this model's base or hull and that of the closest model in the target unit. Make one rule roll against the target unit. Each other unit this line passes over. Each time an attack made with this weapon is allocated to a vehicle model, that attack has a damage characteristics of D3 +3. So just like the heavy laser destroyer now, that is, oh boy, that can be pretty brutal if that works out well. Spear of the Void Dragon melee, so it's melee, so its strength is 3+, AP is -4, damage is 6. Each time an attack is made with this weapon is allocated to a vehicle model, that attack has a damage characteristics of D3 +3. So it looks like you probably want to be getting this guy in with the, like, amongst tanks and stuff and smashing tanks maybe, vehicles and all that kind of, you know, the big boy stuff, because technically you're probably going to be doing more damage statistically to those targets. Of course, if the dice gods are on your side, the D6 damage is also is always going to be rocking your world. But yeah, it's just one of those things. And just to finish off, we've got two little things at the bottom. So you've got Necrodermis. This model has a 4+ invulnerable save. In addition, this model cannot lose more than 3 wounds in the same phase. Any wounds that would be lost after this point are not lost. So he's basically gas skull-fied. I wonder if they're going to be doing this now for more of these like big HQ models. I wonder if this is going to apply to like Magnus and upcoming editions, or maybe like Mortarion, because if anything, I think it should apply to those kind of models if it's applying to Gaz Skull and of course the Void Dragon Shard. I definitely think it would make sense for those guys to get it. The next one is Master Absorption, and it says at the end of the phase, roll 1d6 for each enemy vehicle model destroyed as a result of an attack made by this model or a Satan power used by this model that phase. For each 2+, this model regains 1 lost wound to a maximum of 3 regain wounds per phase. Wow! That is pretty cool. So if you go in, you do chop up some tanks, and you do take a little bit of damage, you can potentially get back 3 wounds per phase. That sounds pretty cool to me. Alright, Chaperoonios, that is me done for another video. You Necron players, this is not really my speciality, as you probably know. I am more into the Marine side of things. But I would love to get your thoughts on this again. Do you think this is good? Do you think this is bad? If it is good, what do you like about it? If it's bad, what do you dislike about it? How would you make improvements? All that kind of stuff. Post it down below. Was anyone else confused with the Reanimation Protocols, or was it just me who basically has a mind of a child? Let's have a talk in the comment section down there, as we always do. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. See you now, and bye-bye.